Here live from the SEMA show in an absolutely beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we're here to celebrate a very special occasion because this is the Kia Stinger drifting experience. And believe me, no one has seen a Kia do this before. Las Vegas has come alive, especially for the SEMA show, and it's very hard to stand out. But with the Stinger, Kia are certainly making a mark. We've got an amazing show ahead of us, and believe me, you are going to want to stay tuned because you're literally coming along for the ride. When I say literally, you are coming along for the ride with me. I'm going to get behind the wheel, something I don't really like to do, with Matt Powers, who's one of the world's top drifting driving artists. So that, as I said, is not my favorite thing to do, but on a special occasion, I will make a difference. Now, of course, pictures often say 1,000 words, so why don't we kick this off with a little video roll that'll show you what the car behind me is all about.
Go. Stinger. Stinger.
Well, what do you think of that? Pretty impressive and very exciting, and definitely with the Kia Stinger, they are redefining this brand. Now, you can see behind me, there is a skid pad here. Very difficult during SEMA to get hold of this much real estate, but that's what Kia have done because they want people to get behind the not behind the steering wheel, but in the passenger seat and get to fulfill this driving experience and really get to experience firsthand what the Stinger is all about. Now, as I mentioned just as we started, I'm not a really big fan after a whole racing career of driving myself to be driven by other people, especially when they're called Matt Powers. So, all right, that's a good start, isn't it? Matt, thank you so much for this very, I didn't call an Uber, but you're here. So you're going to take me for a ride. Let's go and do it.
Go.
So everybody, Matt Powers. You're a drift champion. It's what you do, but you also do the movies. Tell us all about that because, I mean, it takes a lot of precision. Drifting is a far more accurate sport than most people realize, right?
Yeah, I mean, it looks out of control, it looks crazy, but it's all about just having it totally under control on that limit. You know, doing filming and stuff like that. I drive a lot of factory vehicles, and I can tell you that this is one of the most fun factory vehicles, and I want to show that to you right now.
Okay, well, I'm going to put on a seatbelt, just so you know.
Safety.
Safety first. Now, I'm looking for grab handles, because I'm going to put my hands in the cup holder and on the door there. I am ready for this. So what are we going to do? Is this what the general public are going to be able to experience?
Yeah, so this car is very lightly modified. We have a little e-brake just kind of as a backup if something were to go wrong. But for the most part, this is a totally factory car. You can go drive it, race it exactly.
As it is.
Anyone can do this as long as you have the
Well,
skill.
let's go and do it. I am
Let's do
completely ready.
All right.
All right. Okay, that was a good sight. It does certainly have some grunt off the line, doesn't it? Oh, yes. Can you imagine if this was a first date? It wouldn't really be a promising start, would it? Wow, look at it. Very sensitive to throttle in terms of you can balance it right on the edge.
Yeah, the long wheelbase, and it really lets you use all the steering angle that the car has stock. So it just lets you kind of hang it out there.
It gives you the ability to really have a little stability during what is an unstable moment. Okay, we keep the little...
Just start here a little bit.
Now, one thing I am going to point out is these are not Matt's tires, but we are on Michelin Pilot Sports, which the Stinger GT comes standard with.
Yeah.
And how many sets are we going to go through today?
We're going to go through a lot, and we're actually going to go for a little 5-minute ride along.
Okay.
And we're definitely going to need a new set as soon as we're done, because this thing just kills tires. Twin turbo, it just lets you do whatever you want.
But I love it. Very difficult, by the way, for a car from slow speed to break traction unless it has the right horsepower.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have 365 horsepower and 376 foot-pounds of torque. I love this. I'm just like chilling out. In fact, I should have bought my Starbucks. Why didn't I? Okay, wow,
Give
that's
these
very
guys
good.
a little love over here.
Wow. I've also got to point out something funny, that the nav is not knowing what on earth is going on. Oh, right. The crowds are certainly starting to come and watch what we're doing. Anytime there's a lot of... Okay, nicely done. Anytime there's a lot of smoke and noise, at SEMA, fans gravitate.
Oh yeah, I mean, anyone can just come check this out. And you're here, you're checking out all these cars parked all day. Then you can come here and check this out. You can, get a ride along, you can drive it.
Okay, I want to ask you something. I never really knew. What is the Scandi flick? What's the Scandinavia? Oh, we just did it, right?
I'll do one for you right now.
Do it for me right now.
That is basically just, we're going to weight shift one way and just kind of use that to help it turn in, and then boom. So we turn in one way, we turn out the other way, and that just helps the car get a little bit of oversteer, just the weight balance.
All right. And then what about flicking it the other way? That's when you just catch it, right?
That's just a transition, so this car is actually really good at that because of the wheelbase and the nice
just
steering.
like that. Nice.
So
you've been driving the public already today. We just kicked it off, but you've had some, I'm not going to use the word crash test dummies, but you've had some SEMA attendee dummies. What has been their reaction to the car?
Oh, they really liked it. They get to experience this car, but they get to experience some awesome drifting, which they don't always get to. They don't always get to check out. So everyone's excited. I'm excited to share it with them. And you right now.
I am so not normally the person that does this. Woohoo! Okay. That is absolutely fantastic.
Should we try a 360?
Yeah, let's do a 360. Okay, that's what we really need to
come around.
Hold on a second. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. This is going to be on social media later. Okay, do a 360. Let's do that. I'm going to actually film while we're doing this.
Stinger 360.
Oh, nice. Did everyone get that? Okay, that's funny. Woo!
All right, some good
That
stuff.
passed. Okay, give me
Let's
one
go.
more. Give me one more little donut to end off.
All right, we'll just kind of wave to the fans.
There we are. We're getting this.
And,
Wow, I have sweat running down my face.
Yeah, it's hot out here.
I had fruit for breakfast. Okay, let's go and do it. Wow. It's like Matt's victory lap here. That's funny. Okay, one last little...
What do you want? You want
a little donut
360?
right here.
All right.
And then we're going to line up because I want to talk about the car.
Okay.
Well, I hope everyone at home is hearing the noise here. It's so cool. All right, here we go. Nicely done. Love it on the power. Woo! Oh, my goodness. Okay, let's jump out. It's time to.
Wow.
shaky, everybody. Oh my goodness me. Look at, if only you guys could witness down here. That is amazing. Of course, there is no tire I would rather do this on than a set of Michelin Pilot Sports, because they certainly get put through it. Even the fronts. Now, I tell you what, one of the things to drifting, right, one of the keys is also the surface that you actually use. And right now we have it's very abrasive, right? So
it's kind of, and there's a couple of slippery areas, so it's a little bit tricky out there. But I mean, for the most part, this is a nice little part for us. So yeah, just balancing the different surfaces and showing this thing off.
Yeah. So tell me about it. Now, this car was developed on the Nürburgring, right, which is one of the biggest, it is the test track for car manufacturers in the world. And when you're in it, you can actually feel that DNA, because there's something that testing on the world's most formidable, literally the most demanding racetrack, does to a car. You spend a lot of time in it. You can feel that kick in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if anyone's going to talk about, anything they've set, what their time is anywhere, that's the track. And this car looks great, but underneath it, it handles great. And whatever you're trying to do, the 0 to 60 time is amazing. The handling, doing stuff like this is amazing. We got the autocross track. Everyone's just having a blast. So
now, I know that obviously when you decide as a brand to bring in a car that is entering into a segment of the market where you're up against the big BMW, the BMWs in the sports category and other brands, especially the Germans, you actually really have to pay attention to the details. It cannot just be a beard for a nice looking car. The performance, I know they brought on one of the top BMW engineers, chassis engineers, testing it like that, putting the car through its paces. All the media has been saying that this is the real deal. For you, obviously, outside drifting, where else would you see this car coming into its own?
Well, outside of, drifting, I would love to just drive this thing every day. It's so comfortable. It's hot out here. I can't wait to get back in there.
That's his plug for a free car, just so you know that.
Yeah, I'll take one. It's great to drive every day. It's got a ton of power, but it's manageable. It's really comfortable. So whatever you want to do, you want to drive it every day and still get some thrills out. This is a great car for that.
I love that you were just focusing in there on the Brembos here. That's also like putting an autograph on a car, that it's got a performance level that it's needed. Now, I'm going to talk in a minute with a good old buddy of mine more about the specs of the car, but we've got the 3.3 litre V6 right now with twin turbos. I think the turbo technology has moved on so far, we were able to stay in the turbo boost. I mean, you go back to when you were still in diapers, when I was at my height of my career. Turbos were very agricultural. Now they're just so sophisticated the way they spool up.
Yeah, I mean, factory, they're twin turbos, so they're smaller, but this thing, it's always in the power band. It's designed to be that way, and it's really fun, and, the tires suffer as a result of it. So
one of the things that happens when you take a car and you say to the world, we're going to be a contender, is that it has to deliver, like I said, on a performance level, but also on a build quality. Now, we put the car just then through an awful lot of, very short bursts of very dynamic G-loading and stuff, and it felt tight. Is that for me as a driver, coming up through through your feet, through your hands, through the seat of your pants, that is the key to any car. What was it like for you?
Yeah, it feels very tight. The steering on this car is amazing. One of my favorite things to do with it is just transition from one side to the other. A lot of new cars, they just don't transition well. The steering gets bound up. Sometimes you don't know where the steering wheel is pointed. I'm like, where is this thing? Am I this way? Am I that way? So this car definitely doesn't have that. It feels great. And another thing that, is a testament to the quality and the level of build that this is when we're drifting, especially at lower speeds like this, there's no air going through the radiator. Okay. So this is just probably one of the harshest things you could do. It's the most abuse you could do to a car. So for it to be out here, all week doing this it's awesome.
So it would be a good movie car.
Yeah, let's get a couple.
We'll have to write our own movie, I think, first. So,
partial to something, I think it was one you drove in on the drift.
The battleship gray.
I call that wet cement, actually.
Wet cement.
Yeah, and it looks kind of like that when you think about that. But yeah, something's just showing up here.
You remember that James seemed to have extraordinarily pleasure in the fact that I was driven around and got a little nervous and a little scared. Well, I happen to know that he's not a big fan of it either. So, in fact, I queued up Matt a little earlier that we're going to take you. So come over here. We're going to go and have a little look. I have absolutely no doubt that you are going to enjoy every moment of this because he's very bribable.
Okay,
he's young,
good. I've got some money.
Look, there he is.
Oh, that's a wet cement car.
Oh, I love that. And as we
Thank
clear
you.
away the smoke,
Carcinogens. Oh,
we're going to just jump in. Here we are. James, have a wonderful time, and I will see you after.
it's been a pleasure.
Perfect. So off you go. It's going to be a very much a... And listen, when he starts yelping like a baby seal looking for its mother, just go faster.
How come I knew he was going to say that?
I'm going to be like, yeah, man, you sound the same way that Justin did.
Well, we do have the same last name, so brothers from another mother. All right, Matt,
Right,
what are we
you
going to
ready?
do here? Are we going to go fast?
Yeah, we got the traction control off.
All right. I feel like I should feel like I'm on a roller coaster here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. There's cement over there. Okay, you can handle it. Are these tires made of plastic or something? Because...
That's just all the power.
Wow, unbelievable. I mean, I got to be very candid with you. I was, that was a good one. That was a good one. I remember when we talked about this back at headquarters about 4 or 5 months ago and said, how cool would it be? And now, I'm living it. And guess what? It's cooler than I thought. Oh! All right, my chiropractor's going to have a word with you, my friend. Fantastic. So it seems like it's pretty easy to do this with. I know you're incredibly well skilled. Oh, get it all. I love that. I love the fact that this is a almost stock car too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very little modification. In fact, I've drifted in two in my neighborhood, but the neighbors weren't very pleased with me, so I only did it once. Not like this.
Show you some transitions.
Yeah, I like that whip. That's the way. That's the way.
The camera.
Okay, I thought I had the coolest job in the world. No, you do.
We do right now.
Okay, we do. I like your style. Whoa, there's cement again. Not a problem. Why am I concerned? The man's professional. Oh, Kia Stinger is going to sting SEMA. I think, not to, make a bad cliche, but I think that might be true.
Yeah, we'll give you a
All
little
right.
360 action.
What are you doing? Oh, 360. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, do it right in front of Justin. Make him have to change his pants again. Oh, yeah. You've done it again, sir.
Yeah. I think we may just stop right here.
I think,
How do you feel?
I think we gave it... Okay, I'm going to have to change my pants here, too.
Okay.
And I'm sweating, and it's all too much. So, again, we are in a car that people are going to be able to just go to their dealership and buy. Now, granted, not everybody's going to have a big old parking lot like this to go crazy with. But,
Yeah.
This is the game with this car.
Yeah, it's for someone, they want a comfortable car and maybe they just want something that looks cool, this is it. Or, maybe they want to do some light racing or drifting on the weekends or whatever. Hopefully, they keep it safe, but
Wow.
yeah, this is great for that.
Well, I think it's just that the image of the car can play this way. That people are going to see this on the road. I can tell you from driving one around Southern California quite a bit. Guys who come up alongside, you notice them on the freeway. They kind of catch up to you to take a photo or just to give you a thumbs up. And it's usually guys in older model M3s or a lot of STI and WRX guys and Mitsubishi Evos. So they know that all-wheel drive,
Lots of fast
lots
cars.
of power. Yeah, and those are the right guys. And suddenly they're kind of giving thumbs up to a Kia, which is kind of crazy.
Personally, I'll take the rear-wheel drive model, but I've driven the all-wheel drive model, and that thing hooks up and is very fast.
Yeah. No, I've done both of them, and yes, the rear-wheel drive is the dancer.
Yeah.
Justin's here.
Well, if I don't get the chance to do anything, you get out of the car. That was enough. I realize that you two are really good at this. Talking about it.
Hey, leave us alone, huh? We're just having a nice chat.
Date moment.
Yeah. We'll just park it. Should we park it over by you, or should we keep going?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm taking you back to LA.
Okay.
Justin's always trying to get in the way of my fun.
Yeah.
Now here I am talking with a professional drifter, trying to get some pointers, and no, Justin has to intercede. You're unstoppable, Matt. You're unstoppable.
I can't help it.
I think it. Look at Justin. Doesn't know what to do with us. Oh, nicely played. Nicely played.
Okay then.
Okay. I don't know what to say.
I tell you,
I've said it all.
Thanks for coming along.
Do you know how close I was for a minute to walking into the middle and having you go around me, and then I realized that you were in the car as well. So that would have been a bad influence.
We can do it.
We could do it, right?
Should we finish it off?
Yeah, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe that's another piece of social media. I could hear you yelping and screaming, and it really is fun. It really is dynamic, isn't it?
It's as if the tires are made of, I said to this, like plastic. It just rolls around there with such control. I mean, the engineering in this car is real.
Yeah.
It's not just for fun. And that's what's fun about this. And I was telling him also that in all my time driving this car around Southern California, guys in later model BMW M3s, STIs, Evos, they're the ones that are noticing this car because it's in there. We just proved it.
Yeah.
Certainly did. And you also have the shirts to match my car.
Yeah.
Color.
Your car.
So, Matt, you're going to be doing this all week. How do people come along here? How do they get to be a part of this? Where are we?
Yeah, so we're right here at SEMA. We're right across the street from the main entrance. We're part of the show. Anyone can just come in, get a ride along, sign a little waiver and grab a helmet and get in. We're giving 3 at a time ride-alongs. There's also an autocross experience where you can actually drive the car yourself. That's really cool. Yeah. We'll be here all week through Thursday, and then Friday we'll be participating in SEMA Ignited, which is going to be an awesome show as well.
Yeah.
So
how is it to be drifting with 3 people in the car, though? That's a lot of weight. Does it make a big difference to the drive?
you can notice it a little bit, but it's not, it's not bad. You can, it's a little adjustment, but it's not a big deal. It handles it.
He's the guy for the job, obviously.
By Thursday, the weight load will go up a little. 4 days in Vegas.
Yes,
now
for
this
sure.
is very exciting. You said it. It's really resetting the brand. It's a rewiring of the brand.
Yes.
It's very hard. I said at the beginning to stand out at SEMA. There are so many extraordinary vehicles with thousands, hundreds of thousands of man hours. But there are very few opportunities to participate. And I think that's what's very special about this Stinger drifting experience.
Yeah, well, I told him, we were back at the headquarters about 5 months ago, and I had spent a lot of time at the car, did a little drifting myself, and I said, let's take that to SEMA. We can't do that in a Kia Soul. Yeah. We can't do it in a Sportage, but we can do it in this. And there was a lot of people inside the company. Kia's a pretty conservative place. A lot of people were like, I don't know. And I said, I kept pushing it, and I think... I'm glad I pushed it. Let's just say that.
Well, I think they made the right decision in every way. Thanks so much, Matt. That's great. And you can actually check him out online. He's got he's very active on social media, and of course this week we'll be posting things all through. And James, it's just great having you here. We have seen each other all over the world.
Mr. Bell, we've done some crazy things.
Bell, we
need more time. Or maybe
more
not.
Time in this. So remember, follow along all week. Kias here in the States are going to be very active on social media. You can follow along. It is hashtag Stinger Experience.
That's right.
So definitely participate. I hope you enjoyed the broadcast. And if you are anywhere near Las Vegas this week, you have to come here. And if not, well, I'm sure they're going to be coming to the streets near you soon. This is Justin Bell live in Las Vegas for the Kia Stinger Experience. Thanks for watching.